Hey, how's it going?
Fuck! That answer your question? Our fucking main computer doesn't work. Our backup computer is fucking freezing. But we did complete the trailer on the day that we started filming last year. So maybe that's a good sign? No?
Maybe.
I don't know. But we're having lots of technical difficulties and we don't have any money left to fix anything. So we have to figure out workarounds. I was actually fucking connected to my screen that I can't see through my phone and working through my phone onto the screen before. That's what this has come to.
I mean, at least you're a millionaire.
On top of that, my fucking bank account's been frozen. That's fucking awesome. You know how much money was in that bank account? Take a guess to how much money is in that bank account.
$50.
$50.
I think it's that was a good guess.
Apparently, the New Jersey Superior Court thinks that freezing that $50 account will, you know, make more money get into it so that I can pay past steps.
This poor man can't even afford a haircut.
You know, you're supposed to be filming it horizontally when you're filming on the phone.
Well, now you fucking told me. All right. Start over. Okay, I'm stupid for not knowing, but you're stupid for not telling me like 5 minutes in.
Why are you filming that way? Didn't we just have this discussion?
I thought you said the other way.
No,
You said this way, that's vertical.
if you're filming for Instagram, you can do it that way. This is the way you're shows you Rocco doesn't know how to use a fucking camera. He's holding the phone the wrong way until I pointed it out. So I guess you're just gonna keep filming things vertically?
No. Alright, how's it going?
Not good. Just shut it off.
God help us all.
My name is Rocco Petrulo, and I play Jim Wilson, aka the Masked Avenger in the superhero movie 28-Minute Epic. It wasn't made for millions of dollars. It was made for $4,100 through crowdfunding. It was a real-life superhero action comedy. How do you make a movie for $4,100? I'm going to show you. I'm going to take you behind the scenes and show you how what should have been a disaster turned into a $4,100 movie miracle. It was the best thing I've ever done, and I'd never do it again. This is a story of 28-Minute Epic, and no, it's not 28 minutes long.
My name is Giancarlo Fernandez, and I am the co-writer,
My name is Patrick Lithgow, and I play Dave Fisher, aka Spanky.
the director.
My name is Danny O'Halloran. I am the cinematographer for 28-Minute Epic.
Assistant sound editor.
My name's Steve Bogosian, and I play the Dark Rider / Jerry in the film, and I also was one of the animators for the fight sequence.
I played Julio.
I played Vanessa, the store clerk at the pawn shop.
I played a background extra. I played a gangster.
I'm Bonner Demling, and I was Lady Wow in 28-Minute Epic.
My name's Carmen Lohan, aka Cinnamon. I was one of the tranny strippers.
I played Warhorse.
My name is Manny David. I'm the composer and sound designer.
Did the marketing.
I'm Pamela Rivers, and I played Linda.
My name is Nadika Turia. I'm the associate producer with 28-Minute Epic.
My name is Sid Matagi, and I was an actor on 28-Minute Epic.
My name is Vanessa Satius, and I'm the illustrator for the poster design.
Okay, my name is Andrea Catalfamo. I was the assistant director on 28-Minute Epic.
Social media correspondent.
My name is Ryan Sokolowski, and I was the animator for the opening sequence scene.
My name is Samitra Mangekar, and I was the boom operator and sound recorder for the film.
The list goes on and on.
But what do you do here? In 2006, I made a movie called 28-Minute Epic. It was about two Jersey boy best friends who smoke weed, dress as superheroes, and beat the shit out of people. Little did I know, 9 years later, I'd still be talking about the fucking thing.
Can't fucking believe this. I was 25 cents away from a fucking mask. Now I'm the Masked Avenger with no fucking mask!
You think we could just run to the store really quick?
I'm not giving you money to buy a mask.
I'm the Masked Avenger, it's my gimmick!
The original 28-Minute Epic was conceived by Rocco when we met in college.
The original short was clearly a college project.
But he got permission because I actually talked to the professor and I was like, this would be really good, man. You should let him do it. It's gonna be awesome. It could be like the best thing yet. And
you really don't want me to answer that question.
It wasn't exactly shot perfectly or acted very well or written completely.
It was 10 minutes of just rambling about smoking pot and two dudes just stoned out of their mind and beating the crap out of people.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck me. Uh-oh.
I remember like myself and maybe like one other person being the only ones laughing at it, thinking like this is kind of funny, even though it was like poorly made. I was talking about being superheroes.
There were a lot of things that I think were a really good jumping off point. The idea of two stoners that kind of want to turn their life around, have nothing, and want to make something of themselves.
We're gonna be fucking superheroes.
That is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
That's fucking crazy.
But the teacher told Rocco he should probably drop out of film school because he was wasting his parents' money, which I thought was really funny. Kind of fucked up, but at the same time, really funny.
Dude. What the fuck?
Are you ready, partner?
Dude. What the fuck?
You look great, Spanky.
Who's Spanky?
It was still kind of funny. It just wasn't well made. But me and Rocco kind of like talked about the idea for like years and years and years, even after we got out of college, and we wanted to make it.
That's the nicest thing anyone ever said. I was like, fucking terrible.
It was awful.
But we were both kind of going through our own self-realizations, I guess, in life, that we graduated college and we still haven't done anything with our creative skill set. And Rocco had kind of convinced me, like, now's the time, kind of now or never type of thing, we should do this. And we got to sit together in the room after deciding that we would do it for about like 8 to 10 hours, and we wrote a whole outline about what we thought the movie should be.
Writing a movie is basically throwing a bunch of egos together and hoping that you don't kill each other. And luckily, we're here.
We worked on like a short film for some project, and he wanted me to come back and do something for some movie that he was working on.
I was just hanging out with John one day, and he said he had this script that he was thinking about shooting.
He told me that he had this script that he thought I might be good for one of the parts.
I believe I came to a script reading, and I was laughing so hard that I needed to be involved.
We worked for this company for a decent amount of time and then just up and left to do our own thing. So when he told me he wanted to do a feature film, I was about 3 months away from, you know, taking the walk myself. So when I heard that, I was all for it.
I remember thinking, oh God, John wrote a script and I'm kind of scared that it's going to be terrible.
We were discussing some photography stuff, and then he said he had this project coming up.
When you tell people you're making a movie, or like you graduated college and like, great, what do you do now? You're like, I'm a filmmaker, and like you don't have anything out there, especially on something like IMDb. People look at you like you're crazy.
You know, there's a lot of people who really want to do something that's as big and grand scale as this.
Dude, seriously, not now.
Just hear me out for a second.
Jim, I understand that being crime-fighting superheroes and reaping all the benefits would be cool, but you can't just...
Can't is for cunts.
I was just on board, just from his charisma and how excited he was about the project.
Writing a script is a long, hard process, and it's even harder when the person you're writing with it has just as big of an ego as you do.
You're so in love with your own shit. And when someone tells you something isn't good or isn't funny to them, there's always going to be some sort of arguing. But it's about learning how to collaborate and compromise and how to understand that you're entering a heterosexual marriage in the creative realm of filmmaking.
I honestly didn't expect it to be as good as it was.
You're a fucking asshole. We're gonna be 30 minutes late again. God, you're like this thing that always dragging me down, and I never get any smarter. Like a disease I can't get rid of. Like
chlamydia? No. Bipolar disorder?
No.
Having a retarded child?
Yes. Fuck you.
Why don't you love me?
Stop it.
I thought the script was hilarious.
It really got me excited to, you know, move forward and work on the project because I really wanted to work with these guys.
That's fucking epic.
Yeah.
Test footage is basically a preview for the movie. It shows you how it would look with less of a budget and how with shittier costumes you could make something.
Okay, then we'd be a 28-minute flash in the pan.
Not if you make those 28 minutes epic.
Fighting through these nights have become my beginning. And finally I have something to believe in me.
Shooting the test footage is a lot of fun.
The test footage was a crazy experience.
I think that's the one. Yeah. All right, so you guys stay there. Cut.
You guys are the worst. Should we?
You want this? The costume was hilarious that I had to wear. Everybody else's costume was great too.
Doing what kind of stuff? Helping somebody in need?
That was good.
Got him the break. Got him the break.
You're a fucking pro!
Jim!
I actually got to punch Rocco in the face for real, so that was good.
Do you find it hard to conceal the fact that you're a lesbian? Right in the fucking mouth.
Sorry, I didn't mean to react.
It's cool.
This time around, we shot test footage and everybody was so pumped and so happy and it came out so freaking good.
Not if you make those 28 minutes epic.
I mean, most of the stuff we were stuck in Giancarlo's little golf.
Is that good enough for you, John? You son of a bitch.
You fucking bastard.
You fucking cocksucker.
Cocksucking motherfucker.
You're not even good at
Put that wig back on and suck my cock, bitch.
And you pay me.
Hi.
I think the test filming was really the moment where we realized, all right, we have to use what we have in a very creative way.
To watch that test footage and then watch the film, you saw where it kind of started and where it went.
Bring it, bitches. Come get some, bitches!
What the fuck was that all
was about sending a message. Was about sending a message. What the fuck was that all about? That was about sending a message.
So the fact that we shot it, we completed it, put it together, got music behind it, and were able to put a pitch together, it was one of the most gratifying things, I think, throughout this whole process.
Every movie has a budget. Most are made for millions of dollars. Some are made for in the hundreds of thousands. But nothing could prepare us for the low budget that we had.
We're not nervous. Well, I'm not nervous, but it's just kind of this weird, anxious feeling that tomorrow's the first day of the 28 days that could, you know, could change the rest of my life for the next year. I used to work at Apple as a creative where I would teach people how to make their own projects like photo editing or create their own movies. And after almost 2 years of doing that, I decided it was time for me to make a movie. So I got together with a bunch of my buddies and talked about how we could make a movie. So the first step was quitting my job.
Rocco, Danny, and myself had come up with 3 ideal budgets for making this film. One started at $112,000. The second budget was around 70 grand. And the third budget was 30,000. And that's like minimum what we thought we could make the movie for.
Do you guys want to be superheroes?
You know, for $28, you can be superheroes.
Crowdfunding was painful.
You know, for $28, I know a great movie that you could watch.
Really? What is it?
Kickstarter has become even more popular lately due to major Hollywood stars coming on here to fund their creative projects on this amazing tool that builds a community and support around the creative projects of established stars and independent creative people. 28 Minute Epic is about 2 Jersey boys.
Rewind.
So this is the day before we launch our
The only
Kickstarter
thing keeping
campaign,
me sane right
and the
now
guys
is
are
knowing
just
that
practicing
you
their
have the rest
lines.
covered.
So as of right now, we're being positive, making sure
You said
that
you'd have this month
hopefully we make our goal.
last month.
And in the meantime,
Yeah,
we gotta keep practicing these lines and make sure we waste no time when it's time to start filming.
I had it covered, man. I mean, like, I figured since we get paid the Thursday before and haven't, we'd be fine at half, but don't get mad.
It was so, we tried so hard. I feel like we were talking about 28 Minute Epic for months.
You go to PayPal, boom. You want to do $1? $1! That's like
$1!
That's a
$4 quarters!
That's a candy bar.
$4 quarters! 28-Minute Epic is about two Jersey boy best friends who get fired from their cushy 9-to-5 porn shop jobs.
It's not a question. And again.
And no matter how, how well you pitch it, really in the end you just gotta hope that they go and click on the website and donate.
Check out my project on Kickstarter.com and donate $20 to this 30-year-old that's trying to get his movie made. Now I know what you're thinking. This motherfucker really think he's gonna get all money just because he's turning 30. Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
We were kind of bummed out because we're like, man, we can't make a movie for $7,000. But then we thought, people know us now. People know who we are.
There's like so much stuff and it's like lots of hard work, and if this doesn't work, oh! So hopefully that doesn't happen.
That is a video contract. If this doesn't go right, suicide.
28-Minute Epic is about fuck you.
Pretty much. We're the only pitch videos that have a fucking gag reel.
Kickstarter has become even more popular lately due to major Hollywood stars coming on here to get their projects funded. Oh, that's one.
You rub me now. This is how this works. Right for the crotch. I like the cut of your jib.
This amazing tool allows you to build a community and support around your film. I mean, stars are coming on here and coming on your face.
I'd pay for that.
That's what they're doing. That's how I feel every time I see Zach Braff.
So we decided that we would go through Indiegogo.com, which gives you the option to keep all the money you raise. And then after discussing it with a team of guys, we decided that, or I decided that no matter what we made, we would make the movie. And that was part of our pitch, that no matter what we made with crowdfunding, we would make an entire feature-length film with that budget. And that was probably one of the dumbest things I've ever said or done.
But with help from a professional crime fighter, they find out that being a hero isn't always super.
That was my line.
I know. We need help.
We need your help!
Roads.
It seemed like we had a lot of support. We had over 1,000 followers, I think, on Facebook, and
like natural people say. Let's try that one more time. You both sounded like you were trying too hard.
Great.
Seriously, if you think it's not good, let us know.
We're fucking awesome.
That would be great. If we were terrible, it would be awesome because it'd be like, of course we're not going to get money, but it's pretty funny.
Have you seen the test footage?
He really did, quit his job and empty his 401k and, really committed to the project.
Ever since they were little kids, Jim and Dave, all they wanted to do was fuck you.
Like charging for heroic deeds. In our
I don't even know you're saying the word heroic.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's my understanding that some of these companies and bigger companies or bigger projects with stars in them, they crowdfund, they have teams devoted to pushing this and asking for money. And it was just us.
I thought it was a positive experience, but at the same time, it's, you also at the same time feel bad. You're hassling people for money and you don't, really want to be a bother, but you really want to make this film and...
So we meet up, but go again!
Yes, sir.
And we understand that constantly asking someone to do something is spamming, but these movie websites, we recognize them as things that we look to for information and for new things. And, they basically told us to stop spamming them all over Twitter and made us look like assholes.
So for everybody that supports us, who has supported us, who's contributed, thank you so much. For everybody who can't, we understand, but just like and share the page. And for everybody who ignores us, Kickstarter has become even more popular lately due to major Hollywood stars coming on here to get their independent projects funded. Fuck.
it was a little disheartening, but at the same time, it was really nice to see that there were some people that followed us all the way through.
It's this amazing tool that allows you to build a community and support around the film of established stars and independent creative people.
Wow, you actually got it.
One more time from the top.
Oh, fuck.
Making a movie for $4,100 sure is difficult, but we got through it.
Making a movie for $4,100 is a nightmare.
There are so many hardships in making a movie for $4,100. Nutrition being one of them. We just kind of have to eat whatever we can afford, or sometimes not eat.
You have to be very patient with people that are around you because everything gets recorded.
People working around trying to make a living while also trying to make a movie for no money was a big challenge.
You're working with, you know, dishwashers going off and people, neighbors maybe knocking on another neighbor's door.
So there were a couple of times that our lights just went out and we would have to take a break or we'd have to figure out how to work around it, and most of the time we did.
But it does allow you the opportunity to get really creative with everything that has to happen to make an entire movie.
I got paid in 7 beers.
Why would you take 7 beers?
Well, 7 beers is better than nothing, so.
The title of the movie is 28-minute epic, which most people think, oh, it's 28 minutes long.
Yes, people are constantly confused by the title of the movie.
I thought it was a short film for 28 minutes.
And it was really more about finding a way to, like, keep the title and make it relevant to the rest of the movie.
The reaction I get from the title usually ranges between, wait a minute, man, I thought this was short, I thought it was 28 minutes long, to, why the fuck did they name it that?
How much more confusing would that have been? Wait, so it's not 28 minutes long and you guys are just dramatically
It's a little less confusing because then it's just saying only 28 minutes of this is epic.
Really, it should be called 110 minute, kind of okay. That would have been the accurate though.
It's epic plus 80 some odd minutes.
It all gets clarified throughout everything, and I think that's part of the reason why I felt like I needed to explain the title in the opening song.
The title is explained, you know, in the first act of the film, and I think it's really cool because we do it in a way where, yes, it's in your face, but it's broken down to mean so much more.
But yeah, it's a stupid title.
After the test footage, going into crowdfunding and about to start the movie, I decided it would be a great idea to stay fit in the wintertime by going running in the woods.
So we got some shitty news today that Danny broke his foot, and Danny, being our cinematographer, is somebody we do not want to move forward without. The doctor said that he'll be all right in about 6 to 8 weeks.
When Danny broke his ankle, I was really pissed off. I mean, I felt bad for him, but I was just like, damn it.
I laughed my ass off. I laughed my ass off because I knew that it was something to do with karma. I knew that by signing up for this film, and I said this to Giancarlo early, that you know that anything and everything can go wrong is gonna go wrong because we've decided to finally do this.
You see, he was running on ice, you know, like normal people do. So I thought it was broke his ankle that way. That'd be understandable. Didn't see it. What happened was he had the ice, saw it, said, I'm gonna step over it. Boom.
That really stalled things because you know, he can't be limping around set and we're trying to move and, you know, steal shots and be, you know, shoot guerrilla style. We had to wait for him to heal, so that took a toll on us as well.
At this point, we had already written the script and it's been ready for like a few months, and we didn't want to have to wait, but we also didn't want to start shooting without our cinematographer.
It put me up on a couch for many months, and I was doing a lot of editing for a company.
The discussion did come up where I would start shooting the film alone.
I said, you know what? I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna try this. We're gonna make a picture, even with my broken ankle.
The first day of shooting is always important, and it's usually a dialogue scene. Guy A talks to guy B, blah, 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 blah. We shot in a pizza place that we made into a tranny bar.
The first day of shooting was a complete nightmare.
My job was to get cast and crew together, you know. So I'm very excited to say for the first day we had like over 15 people at like 5 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning.
You do a lot of preparing and over-preparing, and you realize you're not ready at all.
It was long, it was a lot of fun. I love the restaurant that we shot in for like, as a restaurant.
That way you're looking down because you know exactly what's holding up there.
Nico was a good sport.
Just like that, you probably don't even have a prop.
No! It's too hot.
It's a different environment from what I'm used to. I'm used to just performing and doing live and everything, but now there was cameras and lights, and it was just awesome, especially the people I was working with.
Enjoyed it though, Rocco. You gotta be. You remember the music's going on.
I'm 2 seconds from kissing it, dude.
The first day was a very long day for Nico for just a very short scene. So I appreciated that like he would come in and get it done.
Glue eyebrows, foundation, powder, a lot of powder. Looks like Mrs. Doubtfire by the end of everything. And then just, you draw a whole new face, it's a whole new canvas.
What are you doing? I think it looks good. I think we got it.
A couple people were late, we didn't have enough people for the scene cast, or people just didn't show up. We were nervous because we got everybody like bread and cold cuts for lunch and it wasn't enough food. We couldn't turn the air on, it was gonna ruin the sound. We ended up getting shitty sound anyway, so we couldn't even, we had to voice over the whole scene. It was a fucking nightmare, the first day of shooting.
I was still on crutches, hobbling around, trying to light and shoot, and if I could have that day back, I would have said, John, maybe we should wait a little while.
But it also kind of broke the seal for like, all right, we know what we can and we can't do in this period of time and how many pages we should and shouldn't shoot.
I think my ankle was broken for the first couple weeks of filming, and I got really, you know what, I think it actually helped healing my ankle because I was so tired of having to go around on crutches that I would just start walking around on set on my cast.
And originally, you know, we wanted a pretty girl, obviously, for the part, but we needed somebody who wasn't afraid of the camera, who was going to be able to respond to direction quickly, who wanted to come and work weird hours when people are supposed to be sleeping, and to not be afraid of the content of the movie. I mean, guys will be guys, and guys will say and do raunchy things, and she kind of had to become one of the guys to be part of this film.
Shooting in a porn shop was fun. It was different. It was something I've never really experienced before, so at first it took a little bit of getting used to with all the jokes and everything else.
She said you guys weren't picking up the phone.
Fear me! I actually enjoyed it because you got to see, you know, the way just a group of guys work together. They were really cool, they treated me well.
So being the only girl on a mostly guy production was definitely fun because they were inappropriate, and I thought the humor was, it made it a lighter environment to work in.
You know, whenever you put a girl in the middle of a porn store to shoot a scene, and she's trying to be professional, well, I thank her for that, because certain other people were not very professional.
Where's your douchebag friend?
We got to shoot in a porn store. So like when people are doing serious movies, we were like twirling around dicks and making jokes. What you doing?
Well, you know, just hitting a prop for us for the end of the movie.
What is that? Is that like a foot long? Is that a sandwich?
It's about a yard of cock.
That's a yard of cock. Right? You were lined up with that.
I'm lined up with this yard of green monster cock.
Seriously, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about it?
Well, on the whole,
it's going to be in the hole.
Sure if you stick that dildo in my mouth, I'm going to punch you.
How about to the cheek?
I don't mind that. That's fine.
Okay.
That actually feels kind of good.
Get back here. Get back here. Fuck. All right, you do me now. You do me.
Here, let me get your back.
Okay.
Does it feel good on your neck?
Oddly, yes. I don't like admitting it, but okay. All right. It got gay.
I guess our initial idea for a porn shop was just like actual wet dicks just flying all over the place, but it was a really nice shop. The location was great. The lighting was perfect for us because that's the one thing we were really worried about, was having to shoot indoors and not have enough lighting.
A lot of late nights, just something different. It's very unique to work in a porn shop.
I'm soft and I'm smooth, and you don't even need a rubber because I'm made of rubber.
Where's the clipboard? I gotta make sure this is
down here.
Working with John was intense and awesome at the same time.
Faster, more intense. Faster, more intense. Come on, let's do this. Let's get the shot.
He's very excited to get behind the camera and see what's going on.
I did everything I could because we were always trying to manage our time. We're always running out of time. We were always running out of money. We never had enough food. We never had enough water. We never had enough time. We never had enough anything.
Giancarlo, as a director, is extremely clear in what he wants on every take.
Jerry, just let it go already!
One more time.
Jerry, just let it go already!
I don't think it was being hard or harsh at all. I think it was just trying to keep on top of everyone, making sure that they were meeting his vision.
As an actor, working with a guy like that is a blessing.
What we wanted to do was have an argument that would go back and forth. Dark Rider would say something.
She was just a friend! What? Jerry doesn't deserve a second chance?
And then she would say something.
I've given you tons of chances, Jerry.
And that wasn't happening after about 20 takes.
He treats me like a queen instead of a sidekick. Jerry, what the hell?
Treats me like a queen instead of his sidekick.
Okay.
So Giancarlo just had to improvise, and he lost a little bit of his cool, but it just shows that he cares.
1, 2, 3. Ah! One more time. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Louder.
And those days and those times are frustrating. So you have to find a way to pull emotion or scare the shit out of them.
He treats me like a queen instead of his sidekick. Ooh, too happy.
One more time. Grizzly, you got the devil in you. Come on.
I actually think he's one of the best directors I have ever worked with in my life because he knows what he wants. Yes, he's loud, but you know what? It's out of passion. It's not anger.
1, 2, 3, go.
What the hell?
That's better, okay? You're yelling.
You gotta really shout it. It's gotta come from deep within.
Okay? Take a deep breath.
That's not repressed anger. That's anger.
Just call like the count line right now. When you see me, the timing's on you.
Okay.
If this doesn't work, it's all your fault, Rocco.
All right. Cool. Captions.
What are we gonna do for money then?
He's gonna kind of, you guys are gonna look at each other like confused, like what the hell just happened? But really like in shock. You just, are you okay? Like you don't even know what the fuck happened. You know, are you all Joe, right? You get up, you're like, ugh. You know, you look at them, look at the girl, you fucking get down that way.
He's got that type of personality where he just wants to do anything, whatever it is. I mean, one day he's telling you he wants to make a movie, the next day he's telling you he wants to make an album.
Take 7. Action. Julio, what the fuck are you doing here, man? I told you to stop coming around.
Come on, Julio, be cool, man. And my name is Jerry.
And I remember finally just ending the conversation with, look, I'm here to help you out with whatever you need as far as where you need this character to go. So you tell me where you want it and I'll go there. And ever since that conversation, he had a very clear direction of what he wanted.
This is it? $15 fucking dollars? What the fuck am I gonna do with $15?
Sometimes he would throw me for a loop and throw me on a skateboard and try and do a crazy dolly shot, or tell me that this whole sequence was going to be one long take. And sometimes I obliged and we did it and it worked. Sometimes it didn't work so well and we had to find other ways to do it. I'm never going to be able to jump back as fast. So what I need from you is right here, grab it from the top.
He knew how to direct the people, not just actors. He could direct them, connect with them on the personal level. And one of the best directors I've ever worked with.
A half hour! Girl!
Camera rolls.
That, I think, was my favorite day of shooting, was shooting in the barn.
I'm a what? I'm a muerto.
You're muerto.
Alright, I'm a muerto. So, bring these folks here.
Wait, no.
So why is it switched? So tonight we're gonna have a whole gang shootout. Now we don't have enough people for the 2 gangs, but we're gonna play with some camera tricks. So we're gonna be really ambitious, like we have been with most of this.
It just kind of struck the exact tone we were looking for, which was like a half broken down barn that was kind of dirty, some place that a drug deal could go down conceivably.
You sure this is the place?
I'm positive.
You better not be jerking me off.
I'm an asshole. I messed up the line. Let's go again.
Shooting the barn scene to me, I think, was the first time I felt like a real director, because we were on location somewhere. Everybody was in fucking costumes. There's fake guns everywhere. There's, you know, we brought like the food with us. We had the GoPro with us so we can map out the shots.
Down, and then the last one's him running out.
But for the most part, it was a lot of fun, and I felt really satisfied and couldn't believe how great it looked and how everybody cooperated with the fact that they had to keep like falling on the floor or pretending to get shot.
So you have to point early. Okay. So boom, boom, boom. Okay.
I'm happy that the production was able to spring that little bit of money we had for it.
Carrying this fucking movie on my back. Fucking Rocket Patrol can't do shit. I mean, Rocket Patrol, this is his vision. I'm just here for the ride.
Here to support him. And then my parents
here for the ride.
Is that gasoline?
Good.
We're gonna disown
Fuck
you, right?
You see, he's funded 30% of the time. It's negative 30.
Get 1%, Dick.
The tone of it was fantastic. It was so much. It was so dark, and yet at the same time, there's some shots in there that I'm just laughing my ass off at when we finally watched it.
Just posted this on Facebook.
Didn't go in your ear, I hope.
Why am I on Facebook?
On my feet. No?
You don't want
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Goes on the star list. Alright. You gotta post it on
What happens when I fuck things, they bleed.
Now he has a Jesus Christ, Pat.
I really felt bad for Giancarlo though, because there was one scene where he had to get a key and he licked it off the fucking ground, man. That was gross. I was gagging the whole time. I couldn't believe he actually did it. Yeah. I'm sure he's been in worse places.
At first it started kind of just like where Rocco was kind of like, well, no, you're doing a lot. You shouldn't be doing that. And then it's like, well, fuck it. You have to do this. Or you have to do that. Who else is going to do it? You have to do it.
I got to play one of the gang guys too, which was a lot of fun to actually do a scene where I get shot.
Boom.
Not only did I play multiple roles, so did Rocco, so did Pat, so did Steve. Like, all the main guys ended up wearing different costumes or masks throughout the whole film.
Suck it real far in.
Exaggerate.
Stick it out, man.
Okay. There you go.
Come on, act like it's Sunday night.
There you go.
Sometimes called the Gordon Willis of New Jersey, Danny O'Halloran saved this picture by using his NYU training.
Danny O'Halloran, hard to work.
Hey, at least he can walk now.
Yeah, thank God for that.
Can't really go downstairs very well.
Oh, jeez.
Good thing we're not shooting upstairs.
Yeah, right.
He knows so much. I mean, that's not even just to blow up his head. He just knows a lot about filming, about cinematography, about lighting.
Daniel O'Halloran, NYU motherfucking cinematographer. One big challenge on this set has been, you know, money, resources, but Danny knows his lighting very, very well, and, you know, all of us are learning from him in terms of how to really light these scenes that restrict us.
If it wasn't for Danny and Giancarlo working together, that a lot of the shots that we went for might not have worked.
So John, what we're doing here is we're taking these lights and we're just kind of shooting it through this grate here. We're going to get some interesting shadows, hopefully, for some background stuff.
Danny motherfucking O'Halloran.
He would always reference a director when I had an idea for a shot and say, oh, so you want to do it this way or that way. So he always had an idea in the back of his mind of what I wanted to do.
He's very talented. It's just very, very specific in what he wants, and that only helps an actor when he's on a set.
We're doing some really ambitious shooting here for our $4,100 movie. You heard it right, $4,100 feature film. But when you have an NYU trained cinematographer, anything is fucking possible.
And that was the deal at only $4,100.
At only $4,100, we got
a bargain.
We got
where all your money went.
AKA Gordon Willis Jr.
He was a really good sport about it, even though his ankle was in recovery for the better part of the shoot.
Masturbating.
Leg cramps. There it is. Bricks. It's just way too often, you know. Yeah.
Erotic asphyxiation. He twisted his ankle trying to stand up.
Yeah.
Hey, guy. What you doing?
You know, coloring film, make it look good. Or attempting to.
Wow, that looks... Have you done anything yet?
Glad you could tell.
He was very open with any answering of questions and stuff like that, and his snarky asshole attitude was perfect. He fit right in with everybody else.
We were offered somebody who actually said that our test footage wasn't professional at all.
Wait, how did he say it though?
In Julio mode.
I can do this for you.
Yes, I can do it.
I'll give you something to do. All right, don't insult our shit, boy.
Yeah, fuck you, buddy.
You know what? Because this is fuck you. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Hyman.
That's fucking Danny O'Halloran.
Casting the part of Lady WoW was really difficult.
Well, one day I was online and I got a message from Sid Mategi and it said, we need a girl to be a superhero. And I had played a superhero in his senior film project, so I think that's why he came to me.
Not only was Bonner great in the role, she, you know, didn't argue with anything, and she collaborated with us, and she was really funny.
Anything having to do with that man and his pants anywhere near around his ankles just makes me want to die.
Not bad.
The thing though is that, you know, when you're doing a sex scene, you just gotta start making out with someone you just met and then do stuff, and you just gotta get used to it, because it's called acting.
I hope you don't think I'm a slut.
Not at all.
Cut.
Icebreaker.
Rolling, roll off.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Don't be sorry. Quiet.
You know I'm right behind you, right?
She has this kind of funny, almost deadpan performance to her where, like, you believe everything she says and you're like, this girl could be fucking crazy.
It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a cop!
There's some stuff that didn't make, a lot of stuff that didn't make it into the cut.
Physically, there was one part where I was on top of Rocco and you had to I don't even know if this made it into the cut, which is the really angering part.
Sorry that I crushed you.
Nah, it's cool. I should have, like, stronger legs.
Is that we were, like, simulating, you know, cowgirl position, and all of my weight was on one ankle. Not both, one ankle.
Cut.
That was more than 20 seconds.
Yeah, it was. That was a minute.
That was painful.
I'm sorry.
At that point, I had seen Rocco hump many things. I had seen Rocco in many precarious situations, and this was just another Rocco humping something scene, and that just made sense to me.
Hide the boxer, Rocco. Sure.
Do you have a bucket? Pat, what's it like working with Rocco? What's it like working with Rocco?
What do you think about working with Rocco Petrullo?
I know he's a movie star.
God.
So it's like sodomy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much every time. That is all I have to say.
Jim Wilson is dead. Call me the Masked Avenger.
You're not wearing a mask, Chunky.
Yeah, I know. You think we could just, like, run to the store really quick?
You know, every movie has that guy. Working with Rocco, you find out that's that guy. He's just, you know, he's not very good, but he wrote the picture. We have to let him in there. You know, he forced his way into the picture. We didn't really want him to be the main character, but I mean, how do you tell a guy that wrote something that he can't say his own words? I don't know. No, I'm kidding. Rocco is good.
Rocco's a dick. No, not really.
coming from the test footage into the real movie, you could really see a huge difference in Rocco's performance.
You see the passion behind the guy who's standing in front of you making 18 jokes that weren't even on the script and are entirely unnecessary.
But it would get difficult some days just because of the inexperience.
Come on, man. I've never wanted to fucking smoke a bowl, bang a chick, or watch a movie more than...
Why'd you stop?
Because I fucked up the order.
It doesn't matter.
I thought
it does not matter.
Doesn't matter?
But in the end, he's a great guy to work with. He's a lot of fun. He's got a good vision of, you know, what he wants, and you know, I think him and Giancarlo collaborated pretty well with that and showing what they wanted on the screen.
Just one day to make... Oh, I did have it, I'm sorry.
But I'm not gonna lie, he's the most difficult person on set to work with.
See Rocco, the wild Rocco in the wild.
The Bigfoot sighting. Bum, 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 bum. That's the fastest I've ever seen him. As you can see, his feet are still on.
I'm good. I did like 1 billion. I did a lot. CrossFit champ over here.
As you can see.
Ow, ow, everything out.
I don't know if you watched the National CrossFit Championship, but this was the winner.
I love Rocco, to be honest, because we connected on comic book levels and, you know, certain movies and stuff like that. We would always, when I first met him, that's how we hit it off right away.
After that, if you don't... What the fuck is the line?
Rocco is so funny. He keeps talking like... and very sweet and very cute.
That's my little boo right there. It was great. He always made me laugh no matter what we were doing.
His face is not in focus. I think it was his poor facial hair choices.
Working with Rocco is always fun. It's just we argue a lot because we both have big egos, so we're always constantly... And people think that we're like either fighting or we hate each other, but we love each other. It's just we just are both very kind of... We know what we want, we know what we like, we know what we don't like, and it's not... Maybe it is a little bit of ego.
It's a dog day afternoon, made Al Pacino do it like 57 times. Let's go for 57.
He's obnoxious with how much stuff he always has to say about any topic. But we always joke there's a 30% kind of rule with him where he's never 100% on the game with all of his either critiques or his ideas. But because he does spout out so many, he even though it's only 30% that are good, you do get some really great ideas from him.
It was cool to finally be able to direct my friend in the movie that he came up with the original idea from in the beginning and say, dude, look at this, we've come this far, don't fuck it up now.
But I do think that him and John working together, they were just like a perfect balance.
By the way, this is take number 2 or 3 because Rocco forgot to turn on the sound.
I know that because I'm recording you.
Perfect example of how you work with Rocco.
Please, man, just this one time. Do something crazy for me.
No.
Cut. Very nice.
How many miles do we have to drive?
28!
How old am I?
28!
What's the title of your movie?
28!
There's something wrong with you, Rocco. Seriously, something wrong.
I've read the script.
When casting the role of a psychopath, you have to cast a sociopath, and that's Steve Bogosian. He's a mean little guy with a heart of gold. We call him Bogo, because he's a lovable scamp.
You have to find him and take it to justice.
This guy gets it. Who are you?
I'm the Dark Rider.
I understood right from the beginning that this is a guy who is going to do some crazy stuff, but no matter what he does, he's in it 100% of the time, full throttle, can't stop him because this is just what he believes in.
He used to be my boss at my last job.
Those guys in there just want to play it safe, but that's not how you fight crime. You have to find evil and take it to justice.
Now, to play the rest of them as far as doing certain other things, it was a very interesting time plan. It was a trip.
Working with Steve, or Bogo, how we call him, it's a dream. It's a dream working with Bogo.
He would spend hours with Giancarlo trying to get that Dark Rider voice right.
All he did was ask questions, and that's just awesome because he wanted to make sure that whatever I wanted, he could properly convey.
The only thing that saved me from not killing my voice the entire time was how much time we had off between shooting days.
What does this apple-selling cougar fucking cocksucker have that Jerry doesn't?
I work at an Apple store, not sell apples.
See? He can't even sell apples!
It was great, because Steve's also a trained actor.
You Ryan Gosling-looking motherfucker.
I remember the first time we did the voice in front of everybody, it was just, you know, they look at you a little bit differently when they realize you're going to be talking like a lunatic for the next 6 months.
Welcome to the lair of despair.
I think that was one of the scenes where it was so far from who I am and what I would ever really do in a situation that it was tricky for me to find that spot, but the environment, again, really helped that out. Machetes and crazy masks all over the place. There's a basket of fake guns, which, you know, there's a basket of guns, which it's just crazy to be sitting in front of in the first place.
Where are they? Tell me where they are! I am the nice motherfucker! Whoa, 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 whoa!
To get to the spot where we needed to get to in the end, that was tricky because, for me, because I don't know how to answer that last part. That's tricky. He said to me, you know where you're gonna have to blow a guy in this movie. And I looked at him, I said, excuse me?
Oh yeah, we did read that so many times. The rider freakout scene, we got that down to a T.
What the fuck was that all about? That was about sending a message.
What message?
That if you tell somebody what they can't do, there are consequences. This is America, damn it.
You were selling them drugs.
I was giving it to them as a supplement. You can't get hooked on just a little bit.
Flip it up. And go to suck it.
the emotional levels are up and down, up and down, up and down because he's supposed to be cracked out on cocaine and shit, and he whips a gun out at one point, and we start freaking out.
Say it again, motherfucker! You're straight, okay? I'm straighter than you, say it! You're straighter than me, I love cock!
All three people are on like high octane performance levels, and you get to say that, let's do it again, let's do it again, and each time the energy was brought more and more.
Hey, what don't you say it? Oh my god, it's a break! Holy shit!
This is the League of Justice. This is a place where the heroes of the greater New Jersey area can convene to discuss crime-fighting techniques, strategies, and assist in various philanthropic services.
Just because you're homeless, it does not mean that you don't have a home. Cornelius!
So we had the luxury of having an assistant director for the second half of the shoot, Andrea, and she was great.
So my duties on set were to assist John with anything he needed, like on set, or if he needed certain props a certain way so they didn't have to move from their spots at the locations, I was an extra hand.
But when you have somebody telling you, you know, there's 4 hours left, 3 hours left, 2 hours left, 1 hour left, and you are not even close to done, it kind of makes you feel like you're fucking your whole movie because you're not going to finish everything.
We were trying to finish the last scene, and we literally had to be packing up while doing that. We probably had like half an hour to shoot like 10 shots, and then we had to get out of there.
You can leave, or we can make you leave.
But we did do one thing to cover our asses with the green screen and the fighting, so that ended up working out for us.
At lunch, we were able to get everybody in kind of a step and repeat in front of the green screen to do small action moves, which we're able to compile into our grand epic fight sequence halfway through our movie.
Take a punch.
The longest thing in making that was actually keying out all of the characters from photographs, and then also keying out all of the, we actually had set up in front of a green screen the different characters, just literally throw punches and kicks.
Ding, 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 ding.
we had to kind of trick the audience into not noticing that we didn't shoot a fight scene.
Epic fight begins in 3, 2, 1.
We were talking about having a song that dictates play by play what goes on in the scene, or what we would have loved to shoot actually, like an actual fight scene and seeing all that stuff happen. But we couldn't do that. We had to do it in animation, or animatics.
So I told them that if they really, really want me to do this, that they're going to have to help me write it. So I remember us all kind of getting together and trying to figure out the basic idea, and the basic kind of timeline of the song. And we did, and it started sounding pretty cool. But it didn't come together until Rocco took the song home and decided to write out the scene and how he would write the lyrics for it.
We all were doing all these stills, and I was like, you know, how many production stills do you need? And then when I saw that scene, I'm like, oh, so that's what that was for. You know, it's fucking epic, and it's, you know, like, it was just a feel-good scene. For such a miserable scene where everyone hates each other, it was pretty feel-good.
In casting the part of Spanky, we needed someone who could portray a straight man, an average Joe. And that's Patrick Lithgow. He's a guy's guy. Guy?
Working with Patrick Lithgow, I want to say frustrating, but not necessarily.
There's a lot of stuff that I think during the filming of the feature that I would never have gotten to a certain place without reactions from him or the way he said certain things. Like, we just played very well off each other. And it was a lot of fun to watch him. I think, you know, Pat's a really, really talented actor, and I think it was, I won't ever tell him that.
I've known Pat for, like 15 years now. We went to high school together. He was in the short film that got me into college. And I've always seen Pat in plays, and we've always talked about acting together.
I had to physically make a change to try and to get into that character so that I could continue to do the things that Giancarlo wanted me to do. I had to keep my chin down, shoulders hunched.
Pat comes from a different kind of world of acting. He's very much a stage actor, and you can kind of see that in the way he delivers things. And I think that kind of worked for Spanky.
Just help me with this one thing, and you're out.
Really?
Yeah, Jerry really needs us on this one.
Working with Pat was a lot of fun. I mean, he is he's a man's man, I guess you can say. Pat is the type of guy who, you know, he'll shake things up on set. You know, it's getting a little boring, let him squeeze out a fart. It's getting a little boring. I'll burp one out for you.
Good, stay there, don't move.
I didn't nail it.
You got this fucking guy, Pat, on set. Thinks just because he played Nathan Detroit one time, he's the fucking superstar or some shit. But I keep having to tell him.
You suck.
You suck. You're awful. You're not cool. You're a drunk asshole.
He's autistic, I swear.
Hi, Pat.
Fuck you, Rocco.
When you do a movie with someone, you kind of get on each other's nerves, and Pat and I, we would anger each other, but you know, it's out of love. So by the time we did the fight scene, we were able to get all our frustrations out.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling. Actual take with belts on. Action.
Oh man, that was a lot of sweaty dudes rolling around, not in any type of good way.
Fit. That looked better.
Ow, fuck.
I was honestly fearful for Pat's life. I really thought Rocco was gonna crush him.
Oh, fucker.
And then you roll off. very athletic man. You know, I don't think I could have done it. I don't think I could have taken Rocco down. Come over, step over him.
Yeah.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah. Dave? Dave.
Go. Go. Jump on top.
You take your shirt off.
It actually got out a lot of my frustrations towards Rocco. I still feel like Dave should have got a few more, punches in there just to hurt him a little bit more, but, that's just me.
You don't even have a fucking mask. I'm fucking working on it.
Are you right, bud?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm trying to get in you. I want to be in you.
No.
Oh, geez. The working relationship between Rocco and Giancarlo is like the Odd Couple to like the nth degree.
It's like camera angles and stuff.
Mm.
When you watch it, you're like, wow, that guy got in close. He must have cared. There's a high angle right there. He's putting on a shirt. Hey, glad you paid for this. There we go. There's the guy with the nappy looking hair. He's gonna get offended. Your hair looks beautiful, John. Don't get mad.
When I see Giancarlo and Rocco working together, I feel like I'm watching two brothers. And not so much that they're like brothers in the sense that they're close. When they fight like they're related.
We argue, we scream, but deep down we love each other. But it's probably gonna come down to us killing each other in a knife fight.
Get it out of my face, bro.
That's what she said.
In the face. In
You know
the
what?
face.
I'm gonna stop somewhere and get myself a Manny David beanie when I come back. Your filming skills are impeccable.
I know.
Here you go.
I'm the next Danny O'Halloran. Look. It's right here. I got you.
Is that him with one or two legs?
This is him if he went to Montclair.
Get out of my face.
No, I want to get everything. We're gonna make this doc better than the film. Go. All right.
Didn't nail it.
You didn't nail it. Where's the light?
I shut the light off. Get out!
And I hope I kill him first.
John's very focused. When he's on one thing, he's on that one thing until it's done. Rocco is all over the place.
You can't run from cinema, John. You can't run from cinema.
And sometimes doesn't know when to stop one thing and try to get to the other thing, and he'll get distracted by, but I want to do this, this, and this, and this. And then John will be like, no, we're doing this. We have to do this right now, so get on this. So it's a crazy dynamic, but for some reason it fucking works.
Hey guy, how's it going?
Do you have to do this now? I thought you were doing this like later in planning.
Nah, we're not planning. We don't plan at Guerrilla Films. Guerrilla filmmaking.
Tweeting Dan Bailey and telling him to win the CrossFit Games so that if he wins, I'll just quit filmmaking and go do CrossFit.
We'd have goals.
They just get in sync with each other, or they argue like cats and dogs. Like, it's just fascinating to watch. You could definitely do a case study on Rocco and Giancarlo.
Rocco.
And when we finally said it was a wrap, it just felt great, because that's the only time we've actually ever said like we're done with something throughout this whole process, and we were actually done. When we finished editing the movie, we weren't done editing the movie. Every time we're like, let's go finish the movie, it wasn't done.
How many times do we say this is the last time working on the movie?
Stop saying that. It's the worst thing you could say.
It's kind of indescribable because we were doing it for so long.
I can see now why there's usually like a team of people, or like 2 or 3 or 4 people editing. It's a lot of footage to sift through, a lot of footage to organize.
It didn't even feel like we were done, to be honest. I mean, that was the last day of shooting, but there was so much other stuff that needed to be done in post-production.
We were always struggling to find our actors, our locations, the time to shoot, the resources that we need. So, it was certainly a relief to finish the film.
When we finished writing, we kept kind of doing small rewrites throughout the process. But to actually complete filming was really gratifying, and we felt good. We felt good. We were just like, all right, now we have our footage. Let's see if we have an actual movie.
I was fortunate enough that I got to see a decent amount of it because we had to do a decent amount of dubbing with the sound. I know we had so much wind certain days, or the mics just weren't set up. There was times where the mics wouldn't record.
What the fuck, man? What the fuck, man?
This is where we mock all our performances.
Especially mine.
Because we don't get it right on the first try.
Never.
This is how you make things better.
Yeah.
Some of us do. Yes. Nice. What is going on in my butt here? What is that?
It's hot.
Only you.
That is scary.
You need to pick that. Why didn't you pick that?
I was in the scene.
The one time you did not pick your ass. Yoink! Ah! Oh God! Fuck!
What the fuck, man? 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 What the fuck, man?
What the fuck, man?
What the fuck? Every movie needs a poster. A poster can tell you if this movie's gonna suck, it's gonna be awesome, is it gonna be funny, is it gonna be scary? This poster is epic.
Giancarlo got in touch with me. I had done some work for him before, and we started discussing some ideas for the poster. We came up with a really cool concept.
I fucking love the poster. I think when we sat down with Vanessa initially, we talked about how we wanted a poster like, what was it? I think it was like Vegas Vacation or Vacation like National Lampoons, where you have all this awesome stuff going on in the background.
We kind of did a lot of tweaks and stuff, but overall I'm really happy with how it came out.
I mean, ultimately it came out to be a very beautiful poster, and the fact that there's a final version and then two other versions that are kind of like variants where like one's all black, one's all white, it came out awesome.
Fisher, money, now!
Originally we filmed children for the opening of our test footage trailer, which worked out really well, but to do it with children that had the right skin tones and also finding children that we would be able to work with for the amount of time that we needed was a challenge.
I met Giancarlo friend through friend, and we got to talking, and he kind of knew that I was an animator.
Ryan was great to collaborate with from the beginning because this guy knows what he's doing.
It's a lot of testing and a lot of sketching and a lot of getting feedback initially and stuff like that.
Scoring that part was just my favorite, I think my favorite part of the actual, like, just working on the movie.
Did I save you? No, but thanks for trying.
If you open with bad animation, you can really lose the audience, but they didn't.
That animation does a great job in setting up these guys' friendship, that when we see them as little kids, they naturally grow together and form a strong bond by sticking up for each other. And years later, when they're grown up, that bond is what's kept these two together, and it's a cool thing to transition to from a young age to an older age and a story, which is really hard to do convincingly, I think. And the animation, even though it's animation, really sells it for us.
Manny David did all the sound. He did all the music. Music listens to him.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. All right. Let's do the questions.
Manny is the type of person who you can essentially show him something and he can give you exactly what you want.
Don't hate me, but when this opens, this is great. But the opening, yes! You fucking yes!
15 minutes, and you get 12 of 13. So my process for making the soundtrack started with John and Rocco having ideas for songs they wanted in the movie.
So we got Hairspray and
Sometimes a
Febreze.
man must go on a journey alone.
Oh God, it doesn't even shoot far.
Can't
That
even
was
shoot
so
far.
close.
You can make music, but he can't kill bees.
Can you make bees listen to you?
Do
No.
bees make you go bananas?
I'm really freaking out right now. I don't like it.
Manny not only was able to make great music from our suggestions, but he was able to show us a lot about making music and kind of given its own theme and giving characters their own themes. And when you listen to the soundtrack or you watch the movie, they really stick with you.
I think the cool thing about working with them was they both thought it was really important that the music and the visuals were right, and they worked together.
Notice how neither camera goes in.
Manny did such an excellent job.
Kidding on my words and fucking chairs. Forgetting all.
And they saw that I was, trying to make something completely different for this movie, something new for this movie, and I kind of just put my heart and soul into it. I guess that might be the reason why they wanted me to come aboard, just because, well, they inspired me, and I guess they saw that I was, kind of just like them.
Happy birthday, Manny!
Happy birthday!
Manny!
It's your birthday!
Woo! It's your birthday!
Yay! And you have the door ready to be open.
For the bees?
No, for me to run in.
And Manny David died this day because he was deathly allergic to wasps.
And I'm making all the tracks 28 cents to buy. But you just buy the album for 28 cents. We're not making money off the album. Sorry.
That's great.
Deal with
we
it.
don't need money.
We're just doing it for the love.
We just
We're
need.
just doing it to... Wait.
You can make money off this?
This is what happens when you give a man power. He makes full executive decisions on income all by himself.
There's a whole bunch of bees, like, just in my car, and I had nothing to spray with except this. Whoa!
What you doing, Manny?
Making some music. What are you doing?
Filming you making some music.
That's weird.
I know. How close can I get to you before you get uncomfortable?
I've been uncomfortable ever since you put that damn thing.
What about over
on
here?
me.
Is this okay?
I feel you inside me.
I was like, oh, and make sure you interview Manny David at the Broadway Film Festival. He's a fucking blabbermouth. All he does is talk.
You're an asshole.
All he wants to do is this the whole time.
Last week of production.
I told you it wasn't gonna work.
I had the balls to do it.
You did. At least he didn't run after you.
I think I got like 2.
Did you spray it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The thing that I've gotten consistently across the board from everybody, whether they liked the film or they didn't, they love the music.
Well, I pissed them off now. I wouldn't.
Really?
I mean, I might have got. I'm not sure if they're. All right, let's.
How many did you get?
He didn't get anything. He just sprayed and ran. He probably closed his eyes.
How's the music going? Put it into the movie.
It's going.
Yeah?
Let's just say it's going. Hopefully you guys will like it. I'm hoping. That's all I got.
Fucking Manny. I thought this soundtrack was kick-ass.
We should be editing a movie, but we're fighting bees. Well, I'm not fighting bees. These two have an air freshener and hairspray.
Story behind Bad Mother Funk. That actually came from the test footage because there was a scene where the Dark Rider is walking down in the test footage with the Mass Avenger and Spanky, and they just have this awesome slow motion walk, and the Dark Rider is smoking a cigarette, just kind of staring into the camera. And I just thought, I was like, this guy is such a bad motherfucker. He's a bad motherfucker.
Run! You didn't get any of them.
I got your beanie.
I got 2. 4 came out of that fucker.
As soon as we put it up on Spotify, I downloaded that thing and was playing it for everybody because I love them songs. They're great.
That's all I got.
My name is Gina Marie Rodriguez, and I'm the founder and director of the Broadway International Film Festival.
Originally, we were planning on editing the film throughout the entire 2015 year and to be ready for the fall and submit to fall festivals.
Both Stacy, my assistant director, and I were so enticed by the style of editing in the teaser that it drew us to this film.
So, excited about Broadway?
Yeah, I'm pumped. It's our first festival. We're nowhere near ready, but we're getting there.
I remember specifically 3 months before the film festival, John calling me up and telling me that we had to have the movie done in 3 months.
We should be done by now. This is very irritating and annoying. And fucking 87 add-ons every time we watch the movie is pissing me off.
And we just made it. I mean, we just made the deadline. I guess just like anything else, it was kind of really difficult. We lost a lot of sleep. We drank a lot of coffee.
I'm glad this process is almost over, and I can't wait to make a movie with lots of money. Not imaginary money. Imaginary. Because, like you said before, it's a surprise we're both not homeless yet. And I'm sure it's coming.
It's really funny to watch this from like a bin one day that has an old DVD player. It's like, yeah, we were homeless.
Remember that time we were trying to make a movie?
Yeah. Remember when we had teeth and fingers? Those are the good old days.
Fingers.
Fingers were cool.
I'm excited, and I think we'll probably have a superhero franchise within a year. Mark that! Print that shit to the day!
I'm here with the director of 28-Minute Epic. How's it going there, buddy?
Turn it all out.
Does that mean good? Profitable? Getting done at lightning speeds?
Turn it off.
Come
Turn the fuck off! What do we do? How do we fix that?
What?
Why doesn't it work? Why doesn't it work? I don't understand.
On the picture. You're so mad about that?
Because it's not something that's walking or moving in the frame that we can attach it to?
Because, yeah, there's no plane that we can track on. Because it's a dark picture frame that has no contrasty elements.
Even though I'm glad and I'm excited that we got it done, I never want to go through anything like that again in my life. Really hard.
We're so fucked.
Just don't put it in there. Just don't do it. It's the beginning of the movie. We don't want to lose people at the beginning.
I've been working at this for, I want to say close to, 8 years? 8 years. Since 2006. And it started off as a little shitty comedy about two friends who wanted to be superheroes in a day in their life. And in a couple of days, our movie will be finished about two friends who want to become superheroes.
And I saw it all the way through last night too, so I was like, ugh. That's why I watched it all the way through the credits, and I'm like, fuck! The word truly is spelled wrong. We look like such assholes.
How do you feel about the premiere?
Excited.
Excited? That's it?
Sure.
What about the Q&A? Want to talk to all those people?
So excited about that. You know me, Rocco. I love talking to people.
People want to hear your voice. You could just sing it.
Yeah.
Just sing all your answers.
For anyone who watches the documentary before the premiere, don't ask me questions. I have no answers. What was the question again?
Okay, Rocco, are you excited about the 28-Minute Epic premiering at the Broadway International Film Festival? Yeah, Rocco, I'm really excited. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have our friends there and our family, and we're going to have a stacked audience that are people that are just going to be like, yeah, that's awesome.
And after about 15 minutes, they're going to leave.
They're going to be like, this is fucking terrible.
And it's just going to be the people that worked on the movie watching the movie together.
And then those people that haven't seen the whole script are going to walk out, and then it's just going to be me and John just crying in the back. But it's going to be a good cry. It's going to be like, we did something. We did something.
Didn't nail it.
Didn't nail it. Tonight is the world premiere of 28-Minute Epic. Just a couple hours away, people are going to see it and be like, oh. They're going to say that.
I think I said it to my wife, and I know I said it to one of my friends. I'm like, Jesus God, I just hope this doesn't suck.
I know that this is kind of what I'm supposed to say, but I am being honest when I say that I think it's a perfectly great movie. I think that, I kind of think it's like Kick-Ass meets Superbad.
$28? You know what we can get for $28? I mean, it's at least a half a tank of gas if you own an SUV. Definitely brunch, possibly a mimosa or margarita, I'm thinking, for 28 bucks. At least 2 tickets to a movie with a real budget. And actors and actresses that you might actually recognize, right?
The cool part was watching the film with an entire audience. I stood there the entire time. I did not sit at the premiere. I stood by the booth to make sure nothing went wrong with the CD skipping because we were having technical problems. And out of 200 people that were watching the movie, only 8 walked out. It's pretty awesome. And it was all at the same time.
You know, please don't let this title fool you. 28-minute epic. I mean, I think it's 110 minutes long or something like that. I'm sure there's 28 good minutes. Probably not in a row.
I thought most of the people that I know would love the movie, or at least laugh at some of it, because I understand everybody's humor, everybody understands mine.
I invited my whole family to come and see 28-minute epic, and after seeing the trailer, some of them showed up.
I knew it was going to be dirty, but it was a lot dirtier than I expected it to be, and it was kind of awkward because my parents were there.
With that said, this movie is going to be epic. Please prepare yourselves to be entertained.
I'm Ryan Zagloski, and I was the animator for the opening sequence.
I'm Danny O'Halloran, and I was the cinematographer.
I'm Robert Chulo. I'm the co-writer, and I play Jim, the Masked Avenger.
My name's Manny David. I did all the music.
My name is Steve Bogosian, and I played the Dark Rider.
My name is John Carlos Hernandez, and I am the co-writer is Rocco's original idea, and the director of 28-minute epic.
Hey, Matt Lithgow, I played Dave Fisher, aka Spanker.
I was pleasantly surprised at the film festival when we actually did show it to almost 200 people, just because you do have some really fucked up shit in the movie.
But I did make eye contact with one person as they were leaving, and they immediately just put their head down. So, if nothing else, we got a reaction out of them, and I think that's still pretty cool.
In our case, we made an entire feature R-rated superhero action comedy for $4,100. So you can imagine most of the time, I was begging my dear brother to cook us food, or we were arguing over what type of bread we were going to buy for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. It was really just money, man. Begging people for locations, and we were lucky enough to have my beautiful girlfriend's mother and her father allowed us to use their restaurant for a location.
And I was extremely pleasantly surprised to hear all the laughter. There are parts of that film I didn't think anybody was going to laugh at, and they're busted out laughing.
But I think the moment that I saw my mom laugh at the Nazi symbol part, I think that's when I felt pretty relieved that some people would understand the jokes.
That was the hardest thing for me in watching the film, is I couldn't hear all the words because too many people in the audience are laughing.
I was wondering if you are going to go ahead and make a sequel, and if you do, will there be another campaign for that, or do you think there's enough love in the room that you can just get everybody here to take care of it?
If we get $41 million, we'll do it. Yeah, I mean, 29-minute epic, you like that? Our next movie is just going to be called, this is a short film, it's going to be 110 minutes, so there's no confusion.
I thought it was smart. I thought the dialogue was snappy, funny.
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
It was crazy. That atmosphere was something that was completely unexpected.
I was dying laughing the whole time, man. Come on.
I think that if that's what you can do for 4100, then I'm pretty interested to see what you're going to do in the future.
And finally, the Audience Choice Award for the Best Feature Film is 28 Minutes.
That's right! I did it all by myself!
Winning the Audience Award was a great honor because it wasn't like, hey, you're the best, or you have the best acting, or best writing, or best cinematography. It's the most people like you. It's a popularity contest. Oh, this is where the award would be, because I don't have it. I'm the only person that didn't get to do this with an award.
I thought we really brought it. I mean, for a $4,100 movie, we showed that we could direct, that we could write, that we could shoot, that we could score, that we could tell a story, that we could make something cinematic out of nothing.
I feel like this was like the best award that we could possibly get. Audience choice, that means everybody freaking loved us. So thanks everybody for loving us.
It was also really nice to be in a room with all the people that had supported us from early on. We had a lot of our Indiegogo backers in the room, and to actually be able to show them the movie that we made for them was really satisfying.
This felt like we brought the most people into the whole goddamn festival, so therefore we got something for it. This has nothing to do with the talent of the writer. This has everything to do with the talent of the director. And I just
kill you! I'll fucking kill you! Fuck you, man! Oh, by the way, Audience Choice.
I worked on a lot of different projects in a lot of different fields. This is definitely one of the more rewarding ones to finally see everything on the screen.
This has been one of the most challenging, painful, hunger-inducing.
The next project will be 30 to 45 days of consecutive shooting. We'll have editors, we'll have mixers, we'll have crew, we'll have proper food.
Money.
Everybody will at least be getting a stipend to be working.
This is happening in like 3 weeks, right?
Oh man, I wish it was in 3 weeks. I think we can have something solidified before the new year. I think that's what it's looking
Yeah,
like.
I'm definitely quitting my job in 2016.
Join the club.
It was a big privilege to get to meet Pat, get to work with Rocco, get to work with Giancarlo, Danny, Manny. So just in that itself was a great experience.
Exhausting, exciting. One of the biggest learning experiences I've had in my life.
The experience of this whole process was pretty, just awesome. There's no other way to describe it.
I thought the film reflected my experience in that there's a lot of hard-working guys on this film. Again, I know that none of us got paid, right?
Who's getting paid? Hey, did you get paid? You got paid? Did you get paid? Fuck, I didn't get paid. Did you get paid?
Giancarlo tried to give me money in the beginning. He tried to offer me money. I was like, dude, you don't even have money to feed the crew. My hopes is that this is one of many projects that we at Gorilla Ultra Films get to continue doing.
We have this team that has something incredibly special. And to be able to have an opportunity to get in contact with them again and work on future projects would just be amazing.
I hope that the company does not go bankrupt.
I also hope this company doesn't go bankrupt.
Every different project that or every different idea that they have, it's always something new and exciting. So I'm just really hoping that this is kind of the start of something a little bit bigger.
We did what studios do with millions for $4,100, and we did it in a very talented and creative way. So I'm hoping that everybody gets to see that, and that people will want to collaborate with us in the future and have us develop their films, or together come up with new ideas and, you know, show our talents and do this for a living.
Making a movie is the scariest thing you could possibly do. It's taking a leap of faith and hoping everything works out. No one in this movie got paid and they all did it, and that shows you what type of people you're working with. This was the story of 28 Minute Epic. It was the best thing I've ever done with my life. It was the hardest, and I would never make another movie for $4,100. But I don't regret a single second of it.
What's better than 15 minutes of fame?
28.
28.
28.
28. 29 minutes.
What am I supposed to say?
28.
28. I don't know. Is that good?
28's pretty good.
28. Can I do it again? That was really lame.
28.
28.
28. 28's better than 15 minutes of fame.
28.
28.
Fuck 15 minutes of fame. 28's better.
28.
28!
This movie, as you know, was not 28 minutes long, but it was fucking epic.
Oh,